What's really stopping India from legalizing same-sex marriage? Is it just about the law, or does it reflect a deeper class of ideologies, traditions, and rights? In these videos, we will break down the entire landscape of the same-sex marriage debate in India. From legal rulings and societal resistance to cultural shifts and potential future reforms, we will cover it all. Here's what we are going to explore today. Who is pushing for same-sex marriage and what are their arguments? Who opposes it and why do they feel threatened? What does religion and culture play in this debate? Why is the Supreme Court's October 2023 ruling both a step forward and a setback? What rights could same-sex couple gain even without marriage? Why is marriage equally important beyond legal benefits? How does India's youth view this issue and could they be driving force for change? What does this mean for the future of LGBTQ plus rights in India? The push for same-sex marriage in India is led by a coalition of LGBTQ plus activists, progressive lawyers, human rights organizations, and allies who are advocating for equality and inclusion. These groups argue that denying same-sex couples the right to marry violates the fundamental rights guaranteed by the Indian Constitution, such as the rights to equality, dignity, and liberty. They stress that marriage isn't merely a social contract but a legal institution that provides crucial protections like inheritance, adoption rights, healthcare decisions, and spousal benefits. Beyond the legal advantages, advocates highlight the societal impact of marriage equality, asserting that it would challenge deeply entrenched stigma and promote broader acceptance of LGBTQ plus individuals in families and communities. For them, this isn't just about the right to marry, it's about affirming their identity and humanity in a society that has often marginalized them. Opposition to same-sex marriage primarily comes from conservative religious groups, traditionalists, and some political figures. These individuals and groups argue that same-sex unions challenge the moral fabric of Indian society, which is deeply rooted in religious and cultural traditions. For many, marriage is seen as a sacred union intended for procreation, and they believe that legalizing same-sex marriage could undermine this fundamental purpose. Furthermore, they view marriage equally as a threat to the traditional joint family system, which depends heavily on heterosexual unions to ensure lineage and familial continuity. There is also a broader fear among our opponents that granting this right could pave the way for further demands to change societal norms, leading to a perceived erosion of cultural values. However, critics of this opposition argue that it reflects a resistance to change rather than legitimate concerns, particularly as other countries have successfully embraced marriage equality without societal collapse. If you are liking this video, I would suggest you to hit the like button and not forget to subscribe my channel if you haven't subscribed it yet. Religion and culture play a pivotal role in shaping the discourse around same-sex marriage in India. Religious leaders and institutions wield immense influence over public opinion, and their opposition to marriage equality often stems from doctrinal teachings that define marriage as a heterosexual union ordained by God. Cultural norms further complicate the matter, as Indian society places a strong emphasis on traditional family structure and roles, where marriage is not just about two individuals but a union of families. Many opponents also argue that LGBTQ plus rights, including same-sex marriage, are Western concepts that are incompatible with Indian traditions. However, A closer look at Indian history reveals that same-sex relationships were neither unheard of nor condemned in ancient times, as evidenced by temple carvings and literatures. This contrast highlights how the contemporary resistance to marriage equality is as much a product of modern conservatism as it is of historical traditions. The Supreme Court's October 2023 decision on same-sex marriage was a nuanced one. On one hand, it reaffirmed the fundamental rights of individuals to choose their partners, emphasizing that this choice is integral to personal liberty under the Indian Constitution. This acknowledgement was celebrated as a victory for LGBTQ+ rights, as it validated their relationship as legitimate and deserving of respect. However, the court also ruled that the power to legalize same-sex marriage rests with Parliament, not the judiciary. By doing so, it effectively delayed an immediate progress on marriage equality, as the legitimate process is often influenced by political and cultural considerations that may not prioritize LGBTQ+ issues. Moreover, the court's proposal for a government panel to explore legal protections for same-sex couples, while a positive step, falls short of granting the full rights and recognition that marriage provides. For activists, this ruling is a bittersweet reminder of the long road ahead in the fight for equality. Before we move forward, if you are liking this video, I would again request you to hit that like button and do not forget to subscribe my channel. It motivates me to create more such videos for you. While full marriage equality remains out of reach, the proposed government panel could lead to incremental gains for same-sex couples. This includes the recognition of civil unions or live-in relationships, which could provide legal standing in matters like inheritance, property ownership, and joint financial accounts. Same-sex couples might also gain access to healthcare rights, such as being recognized as next of kin for medical decisions and hospital visitation. The panel could recommend extending social welfare benefits to same-sex partnerships, ensuring they are included in schemes related to healthcare, pensions, and housing. While these measures would address some immediate needs, activists argue that they fall short of the comprehensive rights and societal recognition that marriage entails. For many, these piecemeal reforms are only a stepping stone towards the ultimate goal of full equality under the law. Marriage equality goes far beyond legal paperwork. It's about societal recognition, emotional security, and equal dignity. For same-sex couples, marriage represents a public acknowledgement of their love and commitment, which can profoundly impact their sense of self-worth and belonging. It also challenges the stigma that LGBTQ+ individuals face, normalizing their relationships in the eyes of society. Legalizing same-sex marriage can create ripple effect, encouraging families and communities to accept LGBTQ+ individuals more readily. Moreover, marriage is a powerful symbol of inclusion. Denying it to same-sex couples perpetuates the notion that they are less than or unworthy of the same rights as others. This lack of recognition often isolates them socially and economically, limiting their ability to fully participate in societal structures. Ultimately, marriage equality is about affirming the humanity of all individuals regardless of whom they love. India's youth, particularly those in urban areas, tend to view same-sex marriage more positively compared to older generations. Social media, globalization, and exposure to progressive values have played a significant role in shaping their attitudes. Young Indians often prioritize individual freedom and equality over traditional norms, making them more likely to support LGBTQ plus rights. Furthermore, the Indian youth active participation in pride marches, online campaigns, and awareness drives reflects their commitment to driving social change. However, this progressive mindset isn't uniform across the country. Rural areas and smaller towns remain steeped in traditional values, which can hinder widespread acceptance. Despite this, the influence of youth cannot be underestimated. They represent a generation that will shape the future, and their growing support for LGBTQ plus rights signals a slow but inevitable shift in societal attitudes. As these young voices grow louder, they could become the catalyst for legislative and cultural changes in favor of marriage equality. The battle for same-sex marriage is a crucial chapter in the larger fight for LGBTQ plus rights in India. Even though the road ahead is fraught with challenges, the growing visibility of LGBTQ plus issues in mainstream discourse indicates progress. The Supreme Court's 2018 decriminalization of homosexuality was a landmark movement, and while marriage equality hasn't yet been achieved, the ongoing debates are fostering awareness and sparking conversations that were previously taboo. Over time, these discussions could lead to broader reforms, including anti-discrimination laws, better healthcare access for LGBTQ plus individuals, and inclusion in education policies. Furthermore, as global trends show more countries embracing marriage equality, India may feel pressure to align with international human rights standards. While progress may be slow, the fight for marriage equality could set the stage for a more inclusive and equitable society where LGBTQ plus individuals are not just tolerated but fully accepted as equals. That's it in this video. If you found this video insightful, do not forget to leave a comment how you feel about this topic. Your feedback motivates me to keep creating content like this. Let's keep the conversation going and see you soon in another video. You can also check out the videos that are on the screen if you have liked this one.